Hello, teacher, classmates. My name is Luis Legaspi. I will be giving my speech about electric vehicles. So here it goes. So by 2050, it is predicted that more than half of the vehicles on the US roads will be electric vehicles. What I am looking to do here is inform about the benefits of EVs as well as some of the downsides, so that you are able to make your own decisions on whether they are convenient for your own personal use. Throughout the speech, information will be given regarding the functioning of EVs, benefits that EVs have on the environment, as well as some upper hands and lower hands they hold against traditional internal combustion engine vehicles. I will mention the estimates based on what the future holds for the market of EVs, right? So first, I will start discussing functioning of EVs. What are they? How do they work? As well as some benefits of the environment next. So according to Nissan, unlike gas-powered vehicles, electric vehicles do not require internal combustion engines to operate. Outfitted with an electric motor and rechargeable battery pack, EVs move along our roadways without burning up gasoline or producing harmful exhaust emissions while generating less noise pollution. So here's a basic rundown of how EVs work. So EVs receive energy from a charging station and they store it in their battery pack. The battery gives power to the motor, which moves the wheels. Of course, for this to happen, many electrical parts work together in the background to allow this motion, right? So research has shown that electric cars are better for the environment as they emit fewer greenhouse gases and air pollutants than petrol or diesel cars. This takes into account their production and electricity generation to keep them running. So EVs don't produce tailpipe emissions. Full electric vehicles, they don't even need a tailpipe since they don't have they don't produce any exhaust gases they need to release to the atmosphere. As opposed to traditional engines that combust either gasoline or diesel that create energy at the cost of producing harmful carbon emissions, right? As well, something else, EV battery production, it can be clean because that is one of the main opponents of EV use. Of course, EVs don't make any air pollution on the road, really. The manufacturing of the batteries, CVUs, can be very harmful if done irresponsibly. But today, EV batteries have a carbon footprint that has been reduced 2 or 3 times lower than what it was 2 years ago. So right now we're doing really good on this. Now I will compare the pros and cons of electric vehicles. So first con, performance and power delivery, basically. Battery-powered electric vehicles have potential to be insanely quick. If we can take, for example, the brand new Rivian truck, which is a 7,000-pound truck that is able to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 3 seconds, which is really impressive and really unheard of for a truck that size and that mass. But that is not the only aspect, the only benefit of electric vehicles. They don't only excel in acceleration and short range. They also provide instant torque, which is really useful for stressful driving situations when you need the power delivered at the moment. Electric vehicles have you covered. So another pro, clean motoring. Since they have no exhaust, as we already mentioned, and produce no tailpipe emissions, electric motors are far cleaner than gas engines. And the third pro we have is they require less maintenance due to the fact electric motors have fewer moving parts in them than their traditional internal combustion engine counterparts. They require less maintenance. Even better, the fact that some EVs use what is called regenerative braking to slow down, which this means that the brakes are used less, the mechanical brakes are used less, because when you put your foot off the gas, it automatically starts slowing down. So you don't need to use the brakes as much, which results in a much slower tendency of the brakes wearing down. So also less maintenance for the brakes. Now with the cons, the batteries. The batteries are pretty expensive. So according to the United States Department of Energy, the expected life of an electric vehicle battery pack is around 10 to, let's say, 12 years. So with that said, battery packs can last longer than what is expected, than the estimate. But once your battery pack bites the dust, it costs a pretty penny to replace. So they can cost up to thousands of dollars, if not tens of thousands, to replace the battery pack in your EV. So this is a major downside as well. Another downside, the hassle to charge it. So America's electric vehicle infrastructure is obviously it's better than Mexico's, but it's not the best. It's way better in Europe and some Asian countries. It's still rather weak, which means it can be somewhat difficult in remote places to find a charger, a public charger, let alone a functioning one. But on the plus side, the most efficient way to charge your electric vehicle is at home with a rapid charger, but it is not convenient at all since you can only charge it at your home. Another con, towing troubles. So right now at the moment there are two electric trucks on the market. It's the Rivian R1T and the Ford F-150 Lightning. So both of these light trucks are used to tow stuff. And they advertise, one of the major selling points is that they can tow up to around 10,000, 11,000 pounds. But this takes a heavy hit, toll on the range the miles that they can take on one charge. So this makes the range drop for about nearly 2/3 when towing a 6,000-pound camper. So finally, I will speculate, analyze, inform about the predictions the future holds for the market share of electric vehicles in the market. So, according to Market and Markets report, the global electric vehicle market size is projected to grow from around 8,000 units in 2022 to around nearly 40,000 units by 2030. Factors such as a growing demand for low emissions commuting and government support supporting zero-emission vehicles through subsidies and tax rebates have compelled the manufacturers to provide electric vehicles around the world. This has led to a growing demand for electric vehicles around the world. And also countries around the globe have set targets for electric vehicle use in their own country, obviously based on their own internal infrastructure and their capacity, right? All of these factors are also lowering the price of EVs within each passing year, since they are becoming more common. More manufacturers are making them. Prices are lowering. Recent research states that by the year of 2030, you could buy an electric car or around half the price of a traditional gasoline car. So, to conclude, the purpose meant with this speech was to allow the reader to be able to determine, based on the information given, if he's willing or she is willing to own an electric vehicle in the near future and go along with the trend, or not. I have discussed several topics, including the functioning of EVs and the benefits on the environment, the upsides of EVs against traditional internal combustion engines vehicles, and the future market share of EVs. So I would like to end my speech with this thought. Whether we like it or not, EVs are the future, and they are here to stay, and they are here to take over the market. In the future, we have to either adopt them or stay in the past and perish. Thank you very much.